Hi again. Always makes a mess. And it's cold. But I think we should do a different format again for this video. And the idea is actually quite simple. I will take a fragment of a dialogue, the next one, that is going to be the Lysis. I will take a fragment of it, I will discuss it, and let's see where it takes us. I think it can be interesting, because we take as a start what he says in the book, and then we evolve to something else. Alright? So the fragment from the Lysis is on the page 141. It's this part here. It's on good and evil. And he says that in the difference between good and evil, a person being good and a person being evil, is the desire. Because he says that if you are doing something bad, but you have the desire of doing something good, or you have the feeling of actually wanting to do something good, then you are not evil. But if you are doing something evil and you don't have the desire to better yourself, to do something good, then you in fact are evil. And with that in mind, I like the idea he gave about desire, because he's seeing actually being good and being evil in a society aspect, like how you behave in a society being good and evil, if this is good or if this is bad for the society. And of course he tries to figure out a way to make the good people more attractive, so that the society can work more efficient. So I think Socrates said this before. He said that what would happen if everybody behaved like me? And it's the same thing that he's saying right now. Like if everyone would be evil, then we're fucked. Like if everybody would start killing each other, that would be bad for the society. And that's why I want to take out a little bit of this spectrum of how I behave in front of society and being more individual. Like what is really to be good and really to be evil. And I think differentiate good and evil is also a feeling. When you do something good, you feel something inside. I don't know, it's a warm feeling, I don't know. And when you do something bad, something evil, you also have a reaction of a feeling out of this. So actually both of them, if you go to an individual perspective, are just different feelings. There is no better or worse, there's just different feelings. Maybe a little bit more warm on this side and a little bit, and the other one a little bit more cold. Just feelings that your body reacts to. Alright, wait. I want to go deeper on this topic. So I'm going out. I want to gather more research about it. And when I'm back, we are going to dive in some research papers and see what we can find on the internet and on libraries and whatever, to understand a little bit better on this topic that Socrates brought us in his dialogue. Give me just one moment.
Lose an expression, facing the order. Step up the morphine, stand by my side. Boy,
there is more to it. Yeah, I want to go deeper on the feelings and on the moral aspect of it. I've dived into some research papers because I thought I need more material, and I watched some discussions that were going on in Cambridge about exactly this topic. And the thing is that there are other forces around evil and good that make it more difficult to discuss. As an example, I will say that time is a force that influences a lot what it means to be good and what it means to be bad. And when I say time, the time that person was born in, the time that person was born in. So maybe something that's good today, it's not good 100 years ago. Or actually, it's not only time but also place. Maybe something that's good here where I live is not good in another part of the world. So there's a lot of relativity in this conception of good and evil. But my main focus is to take out the relativity and try to find out what it really is to experience good and evil and the nature of it, where it comes from. Because if we see in the natural aspect of it, there's a research paper talking just about that, the good and evil in animals, and they don't experience such a judgment. There is only a survival aspect on it, and we are the only animals that judge the other person and judge itself, because we are actually the only animals that have reason related to our natural aspect, and this reason builds this conception of a good action or a bad action. And the more reason you have, the more judgment you have for yourself. So if you do an action and you have a well-developed reason on it, you will be able to judge if you were good or bad on it. And reason is also something that takes out the responsibility, or better, it acknowledge better the responsibility you have as a person. Because responsibility is also another interesting topic, because if you have an habit of doing something evil, as I don't know, the Nazis had, you don't feel responsible for the actions you have if you don't reason what you're doing. And that's the thing, those soldiers had an habit of doing something bad, and they didn't reason enough to know what exactly they did. Because what an habit does, it takes out every time a little bit of reason out of it. So if you do something every single day, at the end of the year, you're not going to think much about what you're doing. It's just like a natural movement for you. But if you put reason on it, if you put the reason on it, you will start to judge yourself more and judge your actions more, and therefore being more knowledgeable if your action is right or wrong. Being more conscious, and by that I mean knowing if your action is good or bad. But again, I think there is a lot more to this topic, because even though we understood now that they're good and evil, it's related to time, it's related to place, and the better judge of a good and evil action is reason, and reason affects the responsibility you have in your actions. So now, as an individual, you, in your day-to-day life, you judge, I think every single human being being has done something evil and has done something good. So I don't like the black and white aspect of it, to say this person is evil, this person is good. I think to judge someone, you need to see how he deals with his responsibilities. And if he judges reasonably well his responsibilities, if he knows how to better himself after an action he did wrong, and by that I mean he has understood the actions and the consequences of it, then this person can be said as good, even though this person does bad actions, because he has the reason behind it. He has the knowledge to understand and take action to better himself. That's the thing, because actions will happen every time to be good, evil sometimes, or good sometimes. It's just the how you react to it that show if you are a good person or a bad person. And that I can now sum up back with Socrates, because in his test he said exactly that a good person is that one that has the desire to do something good, even though sometimes it fails to do it. So it's this desire. This desire is also the desire for reason, desire for better yourself. So the video ended. I'm actually happy with this format. I think we can dive a lot more into the topic. I think it still need a lot of adjustment, but it could be interesting. It could be interesting. It could be nice. But yeah, you should subscribe. And yeah, Patreon is still a thing. But I'm going to keep doing videos. I really like to. This is actually a thing I really like to do. So it's going to be interesting after a while to see how the process has changed and how the format has changed, and if the topics are similar we can compare it with old videos. Like this video, I still think it's very basic about such a complex topic, but it's going to be interesting in the future to take this topic back and complement it with new things. So I think it's a good start. I'm happy with the result. So yeah, guys, this is